year, the 2024-2025 school year, and I want to welcome everyone back. I do want to welcome recognize a few groups today. Of course, everyone. We're thankful for everyone and happy to have everyone back. But I'd like to ask if this is your first time at Westwood Christian School, don't be embarrassed, don't be shy, but if you're a first-time student at Westwood Christian School, would you please stand so we can recognize you, please, if you're a first-time student. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Awesome. Well, let me just say this, students, those of you that just stood, we love you, we appreciate you. You're a part of Westwood Christian's family from now on, and we just welcome you, and you are special, and anything we can do to help, please let us know. Your teachers are here, your fellow students are here for you, and veteran students, returning students, you make sure you welcome them, you make sure you help them and make them feel welcome, please. Everyone, okay? Whether you're a 6th grader all the way to a 12th grader, you make those new students feel welcome and at home here, okay? And then I also want to recognize another special group. It's the class of 2025. Stand up, seniors. Awesome. Congratulations, have a seat there. And they were the ones that were making that loud noise coming in their parade, and that was awesome. And as you'll notice, their shirt says their last first day. And that's a pretty cool statement there. And guess what? Believe it or not, 6th graders, before you know it, you'll be right back there. It'll be that fast. So enjoy every day this year. We want to welcome everyone back again. Staff, thank you for making the morning go so well, and welcome back to our staff. And we're just so excited for this year, and we're going to ask God's blessing in just a moment with a word of prayer. But before we do that, as we always do with chapels every week, and by the way, on Monday, we're going to be right back in here for chapel. So this is where your seating will be for the rest of the year when we meet in here for chapel, for assemblies, you name it, we're in here in these specific seats. So please make sure you know where those seats are and always go there if you would, please. All right, at this time, we are going to, before we pray, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance. So I want everyone to stand. If you'd stand, please. And I'm going to ask one of our parents and police officers to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Here's the flag here. So we're going to take this serious. I appreciate Officer Nadal. She's one of our school parents. But let me just say this. She's one of the many parents, but I can always count on her to keep us up to date on safety, awareness, and just being fully aware, and she wants to protect us. This is her goal as a mom, but also just as a parent here at Westwood. She's always going to make sure that the police department is here to protect us. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to have a word of prayer. I'm going to have her stay here as we pray. Let's pray. God, thank you so much for your love for us. Thank you for Westwood Christian School. Thank you for the special 65th anniversary celebration that we have at Westwood Christian School this year. I pray, Lord, that you would just bless each and every student, each and every teacher, and we just pray there will be just an amazing, wonderful, wonderful school year for all of our students, for all of our teachers. We're so thankful for all of our teachers. We pray that you'll bless them in a great way as they work with our students, as they love our students, as they influence and impact our students academically, spiritually, socially, physically, with fine arts, you name it, Lord. They are impacting our students, and so we're thankful for our faculty and staff. And we're thankful for our parents and families. And we pray that you'd bless our families and parents that have chosen Westwood Christian School as the school for their children. And we thank you for our police force that will be protecting us this year at Westwood Christian School. Thank you for Mrs. Nadal being with us today and for her desire to help Westwood and to be here for Westwood. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. You may be seated. Thank you, Mrs. Nadal. Listen, I want to get right into our assembly and things that we're going to go over today. I need your attention today, okay? It's very important that you listen. Hey, listen, you know, if you ask Apple Corporation, I think you've probably heard of Apple. If you ask McDonald's Corporation, if you ask Tesla, if you ask BMW, and the list just goes on and on and on for organizations around the world, corporations around the world. Do you know that they have guidelines, rules, regulations, policies? They do. Everyone has them. Why? Because it's the way that you can have organization, you can have structure, you can have decency and order. And that's what we want to have at Westwood Christian School. So we didn't start with a list of rules that we can make life miserable and difficult for you. Not at all. Just like at your home, your moms and dads, I hope and I believe, and I know a lot of your moms and dads, they have rules, they have procedures, policies, whatever you want to call it, guidelines at home. Why? Because that's the way life is made, and that's the way God wants us to be, to have structure in our life. So please don't look at this as negative because we have a parent-student handbook, and you'll be going over your handbook with your Bible teachers starting today and throughout this week. You'll be going through, or next week I should say, but you'll be going through the parent-student handbook, and that'll be something very, very important for you to go by. That's kind of your guidebook. That's your handbook throughout the year that you can refer to. But it's really, really important that you understand we're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to be tough or to be something unloving. No, not at all. In fact, it's the opposite. We do love and care for you, and that's why we want to teach and train you. And by the way, living in a life where there's rules and guidelines and structure, that will make you a better person. You'll be more successful in life. I've seen a lot. I was just talking to a graduate of Westwood Christian School from a number of years ago, and they're very successful today in the business world. But here's the thing. That student, if I asked them, they would probably think, yeah, it seemed tough back when I was a student, but I sure do understand why today as an adult and why as I'm successful in my business, that you need to have rules, you need to have policies, you need to have guidelines, you need to have structure so that it can help you have a successful life. So that's what we're all about, and so we want to make sure that you understand as a family at home, we're a family here at Westwood Christian School, and so we're going to have rules that we need you to follow by, okay? Just a reminder, many of you had your parents come in today, and that's great. But please remind your parents, starting on Monday, the first day's over, and we're getting started into the busyness of the school year. Parents cannot go up on the mezzanine. They can't go up on the second floor of the junior high building. They need to drop you off and let you just go into class in the mornings. Okay, so please let your parents know that. Let's talk about dress code. Dress code is to be followed at all school activities. So when I say that, when we talk about school dress code, whether it's hair, whether it's just the clothing that you're wearing, if you're at a school event, so just know this, because for example, I'll be at a district volleyball or district basketball game, and it may be somewhere else. It may be at some of our competitors. We won't even say their names. But anyway, it may be at another school for a district playoff game. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to wear the uniform, and I'm not talking about your uniform, but the dress that is appropriate for Westwood Christian School dress code. So if you're wearing something that you couldn't wear here on campus, it's the same thing there. You say, but Mr. Thompson, we're not at school, but you're at a school event. you're representing Westwood Christian School. So please make sure you understand that. So like if you're at like I said, a basketball game here or somewhere else, or volleyball games here or somewhere else, or the spaghetti supper coming up in a couple of months, maybe it's a concert here, a fine arts competition or concert, or just open house meetings, anything that you're at a school event, even if it's at night, even if it's off campus, you're representing Westwood. You need to follow the dress code. So please make sure you understand that and follow through with that. Shorts need to be fingertip +1. So that means if your shorts, when you put your hands to the side like this and your shorts are shorter than your fingertip +1, then they're too short and you can't wear those. Okay, so please make sure that you understand that. No type of jeans that have rips in them. Jeans are okay. They're fine. In fact, I think there's a dress down day coming up very soon in the next week or two. So just make sure that jeans are fine on dress down days or at different activities, but they need to not have any rips in them. No tears, no rips in them, things like that. Also, no workout, yoga, aerobic pants, anything like that. Ladies, no spaghetti straps, okay? You need to make sure that you follow that. Now, the dress code specifics are in the handbook, so make sure you refer to that, okay? But the only ones that are going to take a little training with this are our new students. If you're a returning student, you know exactly what is and what's not allowed, so just let's remember that from the start, okay? No fake or real tattoos. And that goes along with, well, that's not a tattoo, I'm just drawing on myself. No, we don't want drawing on our skin. Well, my friend did it in class. I didn't have anything to do with it. Really? You just kind of walk around and didn't know that they were drawing on you. So no drawing on your skin with pen, no tattoos, no fake tattoos, nothing like that. Please understand that. Just a reminder regarding guys, all boys and gentlemen in here, just remember that haircuts need to be followed, and make sure that we're doing a good job with that. Some we are going to have to actually talk to. At the end of the day, we'll be talking to you. For some, you just got to keep it very neat. And by the way, let me just say this. Let me back up, reverse, rewind. I want to let you know that there are many, many, many in here that came in with good haircuts. So I want to thank all of you gentlemen for doing that came in with nice, neat-looking haircuts, and I appreciate that. And we want to encourage that throughout the year, okay? Now, again, reminder, the hair has to be at least 1 inch above your eyebrow. It has to be off your ears. Has to be off your collar, and then no mop up here, no long, thick, scraggly hair everywhere, okay? It has to be completely nice and trimmed in, okay? So please make sure that, and unfortunately, some of you may disagree with what our policy is on that, but you have to follow what our policy is. So starting Monday, if you came in today with it, you need to make sure you get that taken care of for Monday, and just so you're aware, we don't wait for us, okay? Please don't wait for us to tell you to get a haircut or it's too long. By that point, then you're going to have to, there'll be consequences for that. So you are all responsible. Moms and dads are responsible. You get it taken care of. You know your hair, and you know when you need a haircut, okay? So just keep that in mind. By the way, if you want to ask me, or if you want to ask Mr. Powell, hey, I know my hair's starting to get long. Am I okay still, or should I get a haircut? Okay? And we can help you with that. Ladies, just make sure your hair is all your natural color and no ombre hairstyle. I don't know if that's still popular or not, but if it is, make sure that no colors in your hair or anything of that nature. Ladies, on Mondays, chapel days, we wear uniform skirts, and then the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, when it's not a chapel day, you can wear uniform pants, okay? Jackets and sweatshirts do need to be Westwood only. We have now so many varieties of jackets, pullovers, quarter zips, full zips, you name it, hoodies. There's so many now that there's no excuse for you not to have a Westwood sweatshirt or jacket. So please make sure with that you have a Westwood jacket only. So, for example, if you have a Nike jacket or a Hurricane jacket or a Dolphin jacket, unfortunately, you can't wear those, okay? The uniform pants must be uniform pants. No jean-style khakis. Okay, we know that there are guys and ladies. There are jean-type khaki-colored pants and styles or cargo pants. None of those are allowed. They have to be a uniform pant and follow the colors for each division of middle and high school. Ladies, for different dress occasions, special occasions, junior ladies, the junior ring ceremony is coming up very, very soon. There'll be dress checks with Mrs. Thompson. Prior to that, you need to follow what the handbook says for that occasion, and that's an exciting occasion. Athletic ceremonies, honors banquets, and many other types of events, so please make sure of that. This is an important one, this next one. No individual student, no group, class, or teams, or anything, whether it's individually or as a group, can order or design or make up a shirt or jacket or hoodie or anything that you want to wear at school. All of that has to be checked and pre-approved. So please make sure that you go through the administration, and we'll discuss it, and we'll give you the proper protocol or procedures to do that. But don't just go and order and make and design and order something without that. One of the first things is it does need to say Westwood Christian on all things printed. If you wear a sweatshirt or a jacket, that does not replace your uniform. So you need to have your uniform shirt underneath your sweatshirt or jacket. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's talk a little about behavior. Behavior is part of the way we have structure each and every day. Behavior is a big part, an important part. We really want to always emphasize at Westwood Christian School good manners. Good manners is so important, and I was talking to an adult, I guess about a month ago, and we were actually talking at a restaurant, and we were just talking about today in society, we are not seeing good manners being used anymore, and good manners are so important. Yes, please. No, thank you. Yes, not yeah. And gentlemen holding the door for ladies to go through first. Ladies always get that precedence, gentlemen, so hold the door for them. If you're in the office and there's only 3 seats in there and a lady walks in to gentlemen, someone stand up and let the lady have your seat there. That's good good courtesy and good manners. So we want to emphasize that. So please keep that in mind. Your classrooms should have a yellow poster with rules in the classroom. Please adhere to that, follow that, and always go by that, okay? Mr. Fullerton often talks about the golden rule, and that there again is gone. People don't know what the golden rule is, but the golden rule is you treat others how you want to be treated, which is kindness, being nice, respectful. So make sure that that's the case, okay? So the golden rule, and maybe I'll remind us of that once in a while. So make sure you know what the golden rule is so that when we talk about it, you know exactly what we're talking about. I was already in a couple classes this first hour, and want to make sure that everyone is using the cell phone holder. Your teachers have been spoken to about that. They've been asked to make sure that you're using the cell phone holders in the classrooms. So please make sure that when you just get in the habit, every class you go to, and don't say, well, they didn't ask us or they didn't tell us, so I'm keeping my pocket. No, that you go as students and put it in the cell phone holder. So make sure, but your teachers will be reminding you of that. Let's talk about cell phones. I know we are in a day and age where we literally, I was and I'll tell you more about it in a few weeks, but my wife and I had the privilege of going to South Africa about a month ago, and we had a great time there. But as we were traveling, I remember walking through the airport in Paris, and I remember this guy literally was walking. I thought, well, he will eventually look up, because he was on his phone like this, and he was walking right towards me. It was a distance. And sure enough, he walked straight into me and never looked up. And then he gave me a look like I was the one that was at fault. So anyway, but that's typical Paris. But that's another story. But you need to not be in the habit of having your phones out, okay? They're not allowed. So when class gets over, you take it out of the cell phone holder, and you walk out of the class and you're walking down the hall. You can't be doing this or checking whatever. You can't do that, okay? If you're seen with your phone out, it's going to be taken, and you'll get it at the end of the day. Now, if it's a regular, continual offender, Mr. Fullerton will be keeping it in the office until your parents come in and pick it up. So just know this, okay? Well, don't try to sneak it. Don't sit at lunch in the lunchroom like this as you're eating and looking on or being on your phone, or in the back of the classroom. It's not to be out. Okay, it's not to be out. So keep it in your pocket and make sure of that. Okay? So please know that, because it will be taken. And I think last year, maybe not every day, but pretty regularly, I would see someone with a phone and I'd say, let me have it, and you can get it at the end of the day. Okay? No earbuds or headphones. I know a lot of times athletes, it makes you play better basketball. I know that. I wished I'd had that when I was in high school, because I would have been a better basketball player had I had headphones or earbuds. But I'm being a little facetious, maybe a little sarcastic. That's not good. I told teachers, let's not be sarcastic, so I'm sorry about that. My point is this, okay? The rule is no headphones, no earbuds, nothing of that nature on campus. So please make sure you adhere to that. Well, Coach lets us do it. Well, Coach shouldn't, and Mr. Abbott will make sure to talk to Coach about that. So please make sure that. I will tell you that in the last 2 years, this campus has been inundated, and it's very important that we do this for safety. For safety. But this campus is inundated with cameras everywhere. Everywhere. Mezzanines, hallways, classrooms, you name it. We have cameras. And it's not to catch you doing wrong or bad, it's to help with safety. Now, however, when something does come up on the camera, we're going to deal with it. Or if there was maybe a possible theft, or maybe there was an incident, maybe there was a fight, I don't know. We will refer to the camera, and it will help with that. So please make sure you know that. So with that said, wouldn't that try to deter you or help you to avoid doing something that you shouldn't be doing? Now, that's not how we should live in life. We should not want to do wrong or do something that we shouldn't do just because we know it's not right to do. And that's how the Lord wants us to be, is that we strive to do what's right always. So keep that in mind, and as I have here, make right choices. Make right choices. On social media, be smart. Social media is there, and it can be kept so that for evidence if it's needed, or just what you put out there, you can't get back, and it's out, and then people are aware of it. So please make sure what you post on social media, be smart about it. Be smart about that, and it could possibly be a discipline matter. Anything, let me just say this and be very specific. Don't ever verbally or write on a note or post anything that is threatening. I'm going to kill someone. You use the word kill, you're in trouble. I'm just telling you right now, you're in trouble, whether you're joking or not. So don't use that word. I'm going to beat them up. I'm going to punch them. Those are threats. And there's a lot of other ways. I'm going to stab them. I'm going to blow up the school. We joke and we laugh. Folks, you can't do that. You can't say it. You can't be a part of it. So do not be a part of it. Don't get involved with it. Don't do it. Just do not do any type of threats or anything. You think when you're off campus that it's the weekend and you're at a gathering, we'll call it a party, whatever, and there's alcohol or drugs there. Don't do it. Don't be a part of it. As a matter of fact, leave. Okay? Don't be involved or in places that there's going to be or there is drugs, there's alcohol, there's smoking, you name it. There's vaping. None of that is allowed on campus or off campus if you're a student at Westwood Christian School. So that's why I keep saying make right choices. Don't have pictures on your cell phones. Don't send pictures. None of that. If you're involved with any of it, we're going to have to deal with that. So please make sure, and again, like I said, don't be involved in vaping. Don't be involved with drugs. Don't be involved with alcohol. Don't be involved with guns or weapons, anything. And I just need to say that over and over and over. That leads into we have a zero tolerance allowing bullying, whether that's verbal bullying, social media bullying, actual physical bullying, whatever it is, we're not going to tolerate that. Bullying is verbally calling people names, saying they're gay, using other slang words. I'm not going to say them, but we're not going to allow it. Bad language, we're not going to allow that. So just make sure that you don't talk about any type of racial or sexual slurs. This is kind of a weird one, but no energy drinks. Red Bull, Celsius, not allowed on campus. Not allowed on campus. Don't drink them here. Not allowed. Now, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. When you greet each other in the morning, we understand the Latin. We call it the Latin greeting. But you don't do Latin greetings all day long. You're not hugging each other all day long. Okay, well, I'll see you after class, and you hug. No. So just make sure you understand that, all right? Moving right along. Procedures, school procedures. Student athletes cannot be late or miss days or classes the day after a sporting event. So you got a game last night over at Miami Christian, and it was a close one, but you lost the game. So you don't want to come into school the next day because you're upset about it. Well, if you don't come into school the next day, you're not playing in that game that next night or that practice. So just keep that in mind, all right? Student athletes cannot miss classes, school days, or be late the day after games. So just remember that. And by the way, that's besides just days after games. It's every day. It's every day, okay? So if you have a game tonight, but you just slept in today, and you come in at third hour, Mr. Abbott, your teachers and coaches will be aware of it, and you'll have to make up that work before you can participate in that game. So just keep that in mind. Saturday detentions, I hope no one gets them this year. But some may, so please make sure you don't skip them, and make sure you're in attendance for Saturday detentions. Don't skip those. Lockers have specific times. You'll hear those in Bible class this week when you go over the handbook. And let me talk about attendance. This is a big one. Attendance is a very, very big one, and people get affected by this every year. But you cannot miss more than 7.5 class periods per semester. There's 2 semesters in a school year. First semester is now to December. Second semester is January to May. So in each semester, you can only miss 7.5 absences per class period before you have to start showing mastery in that specific class, that specific subject. So for example, let me give you an example. You're in math class first hour. December rolls around and you have 9, let's just throw out 9 absences first hour math class. But you're a really good student and you have an A in that class. So you go into the final exam in December, and for some reason you just cruise through your math final exam and you get a D on that final exam. Because of your 9 absences, you went over the what? 7.5. Guess what? You now did not show mastery, and so your letter grade is dropped 1 letter grade. So that A is now a B. However, here's where the mastery really kicks in. If you get on that final exam in math an F by chance, then you automatically have failed that math class for the whole semester, and you'll have to retake that. So make sure you're really aware of the mastery policy in the handbook. Bible teachers, please hit that hard in Bible class with the handbook, because that's really important that you understand what mastery means for the attendance. Very important. Student drivers cannot go to the car throughout the day. If you drive, when you get out in the morning, you go to first hour, don't go back during the day. The only way you can go back is if you get permission from Mr. Fullerton or the administration. So make sure of that. Athletes, do not change at your cars. We have locker rooms. By the way, we have beautiful new locker rooms. They're just getting wrapped up. I went in and looked at the guys' locker room yesterday. That's done. Ladies is getting done soon. They look beautiful. By the way, that's for another time conversation of taking care of that. And Mr. Abbott will be responsible for what those look like. And so you know him. He's particular about the gym, and he's going to be particular about the locker rooms, because that's on him with how the locker rooms look like. But you make sure to keep those locker rooms clean. But do not change at your cars or in your cars. You change in the locker rooms. Any questions about academics? Dr. Oaksonen is the guidance counselor, and seniors especially. You need to be good friends with her, because she's going to help you, walk you through senior year, walking you through getting ready for college, testing, applying, scholarships, requirements for Florida Bright Futures, all that stuff. Miss Dr. Oaksonen. By the way, that's for everyone. Academic questions, Dr. Oakson will be that person. She's going to go over what we call your academic portfolio, and she's going to go over that in chapel on Monday for a few minutes. So we'll get more updates on that. We do have a new nurse this year, and we're super excited about having her. Please, any health issues, you go through the nurse, and she'll help you with that. Same policy with tests, only 2 tests per student per day. So if you happen to have assigned 3 tests or 4 tests in a day, that can't be. Let Mr. Powell know, and he'll look into that with your teachers, okay? But only 2 tests per day, and 1 to 2 quizzes per day as well. So the max could be 4 assessments in a day for a student. So you can't have 2 tests and then, on Friday, 4 more quizzes. No, we're not. We're going to try to protect our students to an extent, but you've got to be responsible. You've got to work hard. That's part of where you're at in the process of middle and high school, secondary, but we also understand there's a balance there. So make sure you understand that, okay? Hallways in the high school building, the mezzanine. That's building 1000. If you have on your schedule, even 6th, 7th, all the way up through, if you have 12, 14 on your schedule for a class, that's the building next door, which is building 1000 up on the 2nd floor. But let's see. In the high school building, 10th through 12th, use the internal doors into the hallways. 6th through 9th, external doors into building 1000. So the glass doors going into the classroom. So make sure that 6th through 9th, external glass doors going into the classrooms in building 1000. 10th through 12th, internal hallway doors. Lockers. Students have a locker and a lock. Please use those and please keep those locked. Help class is after school, starting after week number 2, and your teachers will talk to you about when help class is and so forth. Mr. Powell, I'm going to have you in just a moment talk about the restroom procedures in just a few minutes. After school pickup, so the gate opens at 7:20 in the morning, gate number 4, this main one. Don't have your parents drop you off in the U-shaped driveway in front of the preschool, high school building. Come on the main drive, 6th through 12th, drive all the way around. You get dropped off out here behind the gym, or you park out there if you're a student driver. But then your parents drop you off here, and they continue out and exit out onto Miller. After school, and today's going to be probably a crazy day. Even next week will probably be crazy with the traffic coming on, but your parents drive on through gate number 4, drive on the main drive, and they pick you up right behind the gym here. Outdoor basketball court there, behind the gym here, and they keep going. So please make sure you let your parents know where you're at out here. Don't hang out in the media center. Don't hang out in the hallway. Don't hang out up on the mezzanine. And we are looking for, a parent is out here looking for you. Okay? When your parents get here, you be down here. Don't say, okay, I'll be down in 5 minutes. No, you need to be out here when they get here so they can get you in the car and move you out. We have the largest student body in a long, long time, and so it's going to be somewhat, I don't like to use the word crazy, but it is going to be crazy for a little while until everyone gets used to it. But please help us with that, okay? Right out here by this outdoor basketball court, right outside those glass doors there, and in this area is where you'll be picked up after school, okay? We will have, and then starting next week at 3:15, those that are still here will move you into the chapel next door, and that's where aftercare is, okay? You must go to aftercare. It is required, even if you're an athlete after school. Well, coach says don't go to aftercare. Too bad. Coach isn't the person in charge. If you're outside after 3:15, you're going to aftercare. So make sure that you understand that. And again, aftercare is in the chapel. We have fine arts. Hopefully many of you are in the band program or choir program with Mrs. Rodriguez or Mr. Tyndall. Students, the cafeteria does sell breakfast items or snacks in the morning, but you cannot go there after 7:40. Don't go to first hour and ask your first hour teacher, hey, can I go down and buy something? Your teachers are not allowed to let you do it, and don't you do it, okay? 7:40, before that is when you can go there, okay? So please keep that in mind. That just helps with being on time to class, okay? So just remember that, all right? Lunch tables are assigned seating for the first 3 weeks of school. So when we go into lunch today and every day, please sit at your assigned grade tables. So seniors at a table, juniors at a table, or tables, sophomores, and so forth. After 3 weeks, then we'll allow you to start letting you sit with your friends or whatever, but the first 3 weeks we need to get organized in the lunchroom, so that's how we'll do that. You sit at your designated grade tables. There is a back-to-school bash, I believe, Mr. Mortensen. Is that August 16th? Okay, so a week from today. Week from today, Friday, August 16th, there's a back-to-school bash starting in here at 6:30. So between 6:30 and 6:45, be ready for that. Monday, listen up here, Monday, August 19th. Monday, August 19th, in here at 6:30, we'll have a required parent open house orientation meeting. So let your parents know that Monday, August 19th at 6:30, at least one parent is required for you to be at the open house orientation. So make sure that, and you say, well, what does that mean? Well, if they don't come, then you don't go to class the next day. So make sure that they are there, all right? All TAs, teacher assistant students, if you're a TA, go see Mrs. Gonzalez. today after school in her classroom. That's 12:02. 12:02 TAs meet with Mrs. Gonzalez after school in her room. Listen, this is from the athletic department. Fall tryout dates. All athletes trying out for any sport will need a current physical on file. So you have to have a medical physical on file before you can try out for any sports teams. For volleyball, middle school meeting for middle school girls volleyball 6th through 8th is on Monday, this coming Monday, August 12th, in the gym right in here after school. Tryouts for that middle school girls volleyball team will be from August 13th, 15th, 16th from 3:15 to 5, so make sure of that. JV volleyball, a meeting for JV girls in 9th through 12th grade. That meeting will be Monday, August 12th in the gym after school. Tryouts for JV girls volleyball team, which is grades 9 through 12, will be August 13th, 15th, 16th from 3:15 to 5 o'clock. Boys, gentlemen, flag football, middle school and varsity. Tryouts will begin August 12th, 13th, 15th, and 16th out on the football field from 3:15 to 4:30. For football, you will need cleats, a mouth guard, and a sports physical to participate. Games will start on August 26th and conclude with the playoffs the week of October 14th through the 18th. Please plan on committing to be at each practice and every game. We are looking forward to working hard and having fun this year. And then we have, starting up new this year, cross-country running. If you don't like volleyball, if you don't like football, I'd encourage you, boys and girls, there's an opportunity to be a part of the cross-country running team, and we'd love to have you be a part of that. Pastor Marcus Mortensen will be the coach of that, and cross-country will begin on Monday, August 12th from 3:15 to 4:45. Where are they meeting? Meet out by the bleachers out here on the football soccer field. Okay? All right. Hey, let me just say this. We at Westwood Christian School, we're training and raising up world-class biblical worldview or world leaders. Okay? That's what we're raising up here. World-class biblical worldview leaders. And so we're excited for this school year. Mr. Powell, if you can come up, I'll have you talk a little about the restroom, and then if there's anything else. Mr. Fullerton, was there anything that you needed to go over? All right, Mr. Powell.
All right, good morning. Really quickly, thank you. Really quickly, before we get into the restroom, just a reminder, you should have received an ID badge this morning in first hour. You do need to wear your ID badge at all times. So that is part of the dress uniform, just like shirts need to be tucked in, belts. For guys and girls, we need to have our ID badge on. So please make sure you have that each and every day, not just today. But as far as the restrooms go, we do have a modified schedule that we have run in the past, so I want to make sure everyone is aware of the bathroom schedule, which will be posted on the restroom doors, all right? But the in-between classes, so for example, we have first hour every day. Mondays we'll have chapel. So after first hour, after homeroom or chapel, and before we go to second hour, it will be the middle school time, so 6th, 7th, and 8th. It will depend on your homeroom. That will depend on which restroom you will use, whether or not the 2000 building here or the 1000 building in the far building. So 7A, which is Mr. Schroeder's room, or homeroom. 7A, Mr. Schroeder's room will use the 1000 building restroom. 8A and B, so all of 8th grade, will use the 1000 restrooms. So Mr. Schroeder's homeroom and all of 8 will use the 1000 building. And then all of 6th grade and 7B, which is Mrs. Munoz's homeroom, they will use the 2000 building. All right? So that will be after chapel or after homeroom before second hour. third hour, between second hour and third hour, it will be the 9th grade will use the 1,000 building, the 10th grade will use the 2,000 building. Between third hour and fourth hour, the juniors will use the 1,000 building, the seniors will use the 2,000 building. So again, these will be posted between fourth and fifth hour, that is during lunch, so we encourage all students to use the restroom during lunch and during the exchange back to class. So for middle school, you will use the restroom after lunch as you change your books to go to your fifth hour class. So you'll use those same restroom locations. And then 9th and 10th grade, you will use a restroom 5th and 6th hour. Again, that's right after lunch before you go to your 6-hour class. 9th will use the 1,000 building, 10th the 2,000 building. And then between 6th and 7th hour, the juniors use the 1,000 building and the seniors will use the 2,000. Now, in cases of emergencies, you need to ask your teacher, but if there are reoccurring problems, then your teachers will let us know. That's in case of emergency. Otherwise, you should be using the restroom during these specific hours. Okay? Also, please make sure that we take care of the restroom. As Mr. Thompson mentioned with the locker rooms, that should really be our whole entire campus. If you see any trash, make sure that you pick it up even if it's not yours. Especially the lunchroom, as we start getting table washers, please make sure the lunchroom is cleaned up after lunch each day. If you're responsible, make sure you stay. But then also the restrooms. Please make sure that we keep the restrooms clean, and then we are not misbehaving in the restrooms as well. That's why we have this schedule. So that's all I have, Mr. Thompson. All right. As we close here, I do want